Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Manifest with Tori DeSimone. I'm your host, Tori DeSimone. I hope you guys are all having an amazing day. It's a sunny, beautiful Friday when I'm recording this. I'm heading to the beach after this, so it's a great day to be me recording this podcast. I hope you guys are also having a great day, having a great Monday so far. I feel like it's going to be a great week. Nothing better than a week in October. So I don't really have much to chat about before we get into today's episode topic, which I'm very excited to talk about today, which are the 3 things that I think we should be doing every single day, and 3 things that when I look back on great days, there's always this common denominator of these 3 things. So I've done an episode similar to this, and it's called the non-negotiables for a productive day. And it's kind of along those lines, but this is less based off of productivity and more so based on just having a great day and what I really believe are the staples of an amazing day. It's actually so funny, quick side note, because I was talking to my one friend a couple days ago about Housewives and the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and like the reunion and like the whole Rinna, Kathy thing and like my thoughts on it. And my friend and I texted her, I was like, oh my God, we should have just like recorded this for a podcast, because her and I have like totally different, like she thinks one way, I think the complete opposite way. So I was like, we should have like recorded this for a podcast. And she's like, you literally have a podcast. Like, why don't you just talk about it on yours? And I was like, the way people would like literally hate me if I talked about it on my podcast. I need an episode where all I do is talk about housewives and reality TV show. I'm going to do that eventually, and it's just going to be one episode, and you guys, those that hate it can just skip it for a week, and those that love it, we can all just bask in the glory of talking about housewives. Maybe I'll do it when the season of Beverly Hills ends, because I have so many thoughts just about all the franchises in general, and I just like need to talk about it with someone, because who else do I talk about it with? So anyway, just a quick side note that I thought was funny that I wanted to include. But yeah, I want to talk about doing these 3 things every single day, and I would argue 3 things that you need, not just should, but need to do every single day so that every day feels fulfilled and really lived to the fullest. Now, let me kind of like explain my thinking of this and why I even want to talk about it today. I was recently talking with a friend who had a sudden death in her family, and her and I were just saying like how short life is. And while this is like morbid, just stick with me. This is not supposed to be like a morbid, dark, sad episode, but it's just like so crazy how short life is, and how we just we say that all the time, but then it typically takes like such a tragic event for us to actually kind of come to terms with like how short life is. I was also recently watching an episode of The Kardashians, and Kris was saying how she's like nervous to get a hip replacement, and she just feels like so afraid of getting older. And that was something that, you know, really struck with me, because I've also always been like, I don't want to get older. And I also think about like my own mom, and like I don't want my parents to get older. So that was something that really resonated with me and like stick with me. I swear these are all related. But the other day I had, like, girl to girl, really horrible period cramps the other day. And like, not to be dramatic, but like I swear to God, I would like had to go to the hospital or something. And I was like, I feel like I'm going to die from these period cramps. Like, that's how intense they are. And I never even get like intense cramps. And it was just like beyond and so out of the normal for me. So I was being very dramatic about it. And like, while I'm beyond dramatic about the period cramps in particular, all these 3 like events and conversations really got me thinking about how life really is so short. And again, like, not to sound morbid, but we really do often take for granted the days, and we just constantly think like, oh, well, tomorrow is guaranteed, or, you know, next week I'm going to do this, or in a year I'll do this, or in 5 years I'll be where I want to be. And I mean, I talk about that stuff all the time. Like, where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be in 10 years? Things like that. For us, it's just so natural to us, when in actuality, nothing is ever guaranteed, and the days are never guaranteed. And I also have really just been trying, with this thought process in mind, to really just live in the moment, and live in the moment by like not wishing away today so that tomorrow can come, not wishing away who I am in this version of myself so that I can be the next best version of myself. Live in the moment by trying to remember that each day has purpose and to live like each day matters, because it really does. And that was something that I really wanted to capture in the Manifest Planner, that even if it's your most productive day or your laziest day, every single day has purpose. And we need the lazy days for the productive days and vice versa. And I also tend to have this bad tendency, I guess I can say, to where if I mess up my morning and I don't do my morning routine right, or if I don't do it at all, or if I wake up late, or if I don't wake up like at the time that I wanted to, I almost feel like my whole day is like tossed out the window, when in actuality, the days are long. You know, we say life is short. What's that saying where people say the days are long, but the years are short? Like, I really do believe that. Like, the days are long, but like, think about this past year. Like, it's absolutely flown by. Like, I'm already thinking that it's like November. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so crazy. And we have several opportunities throughout the day to get everything that we wanted to get done. We have so many opportunities to reinvent our attitude and our perspective on the day, see people that fill our soul, do things that make us happy. So yeah, even if we like might have messed up our morning, that doesn't mean our whole day is tossed out the window. Like, how silly would it be to reflect on our lives one day and be like, man, like I really threw away so much of my life because I didn't have a perfect morning routine. Like, that's, you know, while we talk about that so much on the show, and I love morning routines and I love all that, if it doesn't happen perfectly every day, that doesn't mean you had a bad day. It just means you're human that day. You know what I mean? So through all this inner dialogue that I've been having with myself, I've been reflecting on what days over my life have been the best. And when I sit down to plan great days in the future to come, what I want with routines in them, what I want to do in those days, they all tend to have three things in common, which, remember, are the days that I've had in the past that have been great, and then the days that I plan in the future to be great. And they always have three common qualities, and that's what I want to discuss today. Now, again, as always, this is just my opinion. I'm not a Huberman lab. I'm not Dr. Andrew Huberman, so I don't have any like science to back this stuff up. But for me, whenever I have a great day and when I plan great days, these are always the three things that I come back to. And I recommend doing these three things every single damn day. So let's begin. Can we talk about notifications for a second? Who actually leaves the sound on anymore? Well, besides that kind. That's another sale on Shopify, the all-in-one commerce platform to start, run, and grow your business. Shopify makes it simple to sell from anywhere. Whether your thing is vintage teas or recipe for ghee, start selling with Shopify and join the platform simplifying commerce for millions of your favorite businesses worldwide. With Shopify, you'll create an online store in your vibe, discover new customers, and grow the following that keeps them coming back. Shopify has all the sales channels sorted so your business keeps growing, from an in-person POS system to an all-in-one e-commerce platform, even across social media platforms like TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. And thanks to 24/7 support and free libraries full of educational content, Spotify's got you every step of the way. It's how every minute new sellers around the world make their first sale on Shopify, and you will too. I adore Shopify, and you guys know that I'm getting ready to launch my hard copy edition of the Manifest Planners, and I am using Shopify for my website. They've made it extremely easy for someone like me who has no experience selling a physical product and shipping it to someone to make this easy and incredibly streamlined. When you're ready to launch your thing into the spotlight, do it with Shopify, the commerce platform backing millions of businesses down the street and around the globe. Go on, try Shopify for free and start selling anywhere. This is Possibility, powered by Shopify. Sign up for a free trial at shopify.com/manifest. Go to shopify.com/manifest to start selling online today. Shopify.com/manifest. The first thing that I recommend is movement. And to put this simply, the days that I work out and move my body are always great days. I cannot remember a single day that I worked out or moved my body and regretted it. Like, even after my most strenuous workouts, which when I think of that, it's my half marathon that I did about a year ago. Even after that, like running that half marathon, I remember like wobbling back to the car. I literally could not like walk. I came back to the apartment. I had like 3 bowls of Cheerios and bananas, and I watched Yellowstone all day. And then I went to my parents' house and we had a steak dinner that night, and my legs were toast. They were so sore, but I was so proud of myself. I never regretted any sort of movement that day, even if I was like, honestly, like, I'll be honest, like I was dreading like the race a little bit, because I was like, it just seems like such a big ordeal to like go into the city to go run 13 miles and then come home and then whatever. But I really would have regretted not doing it as opposed to regretted doing the race. You know what I mean? I've never regretted any sort of movement. And I like to say movement instead of exercise because inevitably there are days that we need to rest from exercise. If I were to sit here and say that, the best days are when you work out every single day, that's just so unrealistic. Like saying like, oh, we need to work out 7 days a week, 365 days a year is just never going to happen. And it's just honestly setting ourselves up for failure unless we are like superhuman. But I wouldn't even recommend working out 7 days a week. I don't think that really benefits us. The body needs rest. But I think movement, however, is a totally different narrative that is really, really great for our bodies. Moving our bodies every single day is something that to me feels realistic. And movement can show up in so many ways. It doesn't have to be a quote unquote workout. It can be a variety of things. It could be a walk on the beach with your dog or loved ones or friends or even just going alone. It can be a 5-minute yoga series just to stretch your body when you wake up, or maybe if you're working from home or you're working in the office and you've just been sitting all day, just standing up and stretching for 5 minutes. One of my friends does a 15-minute stretch series every day, and I love it. Like I see the notification when she's done it on my Apple Watch. I'm like, oh, she just got done stretching. Like she just does it every single day. It could be a 45-minute high intensity workout. Like movement can be a workout or a large exercise of that day if that's what works for you that day. It could be a 60-minute lift session. It could be a 75-minute hot yoga class. It can be a 30-minute express spin class. It can be an Ironman training session. But it could also be a 15-minute run around the neighborhood. It could be an at-home Melissa Wood health workout. It could be walking to work. It could be walking around the grocery store. It could be choosing to walk around the neighborhood when you go get your mail in the middle of the day. Movement does not have to be anything scary or hugely thought out. It doesn't have to be expensive. You don't need a membership for movement or anything of the sort. It's just simply like getting off the couch and moving your body. And let's also remember movement is a gift. Moving your legs is a gift. Getting your blood pumping is a gift. And it's a gift that we so easily take for granted. And the days that I actively decide to get up and move, even on my laziest days, I always feel better afterwards, like no matter what. I saw a really great tweet on Instagram, and it was advice for working out. And to loosely describe what the tweet was, it said, start working out when you're busy. We often wait for our lives to not be busy, then we begin to work out. But then when we get busy again, the first thing to go is working out. So rather start your workout routine when you're busy and learn to make time for it. And I think that that really is some of the best advice, because we are always going to be busy individuals, whether it's with school or sports or work or college or classes or a career or kids or whatever it might be. Like, we are always going to be busy people. So if we're constantly just waiting for us to not be busy, you're never going to find the time to work out or go move your body. So it's really important to start penciling and scheduling workouts or movement into your days when you're busy, so that when you're less busy, you have more time. And then when you are busy again, you're already adapted to that lifestyle and it's just part of your daily routine. Even though we're busy, we still find time to sleep, we find time to eat, we find time to shower, we find time to hang out with friends, be with loved ones, whatever it might be. So we may as well also just find times to work out. I've talked about in other episodes, like how to, I have an episode called How to Start a Consistent Workout Routine. And a big idea in that is like to schedule workouts in like an appointment. And you don't cancel on that. You don't cancel on yourself. You stick to it. It's a non-negotiable. And even if that means you have to pencil in a 15-minute walk around, even if you like live in an apartment complex and you can't get outside or it's raining or whatever it might be, just walking around the floors of your apartment complex for 15 minutes. Any sort of movement really, really helps. And it always just makes us feel better. Track your movement in a calendar, in your manifest planner, and let yourself be your own sense of motivation through the momentum that you're creating for yourself. This isn't about losing weight or toning up or achieving any sort of aesthetic goals. It's purely to feel better and to have a great day. So the number one, well, these are also in no particular order, but point number one that I'm saying that do these three things every day. The first one is movement. The second way to have a great day every single day is nourishment. Now, this can mean a lot of different things, but what I really mean by this is show yourself some act of self-love every single day by nourishing yourself. Now, this is going to be different day to day, and here are just some examples that come to mind when I reflect on my best days when I've nourished myself. Taking a long shower, especially when that's hot, okay? I know everyone's like all about the cold shower these days. That is like just so not my vibe. I want like a scalding hot shower. Taking a really long hot shower. Oh, bonus points if you like turn down the lights, put on a salt rock lamp and play Harry Styles. Like that is like chef's kiss. Self-tanning. I always feel so much better after I'm self-tanned. Washing my hair and then giving myself a blowout. Like, oh my God, it's amazing. Kind of sucks in the moment to like give yourself a blowout, but the feeling when you're done and you have like freshly washed and dried hair, it's like unmatched. Cooking for myself, especially a warm meal in the crock pot, is like the best. Or cooking a dinner with my significant other is always really amazing. Getting a pedicure with my mom, going into the grocery store and grocery shopping for healthy, nourishing foods, making a green smoothie in the morning. It's such a great way to show self-love first thing in the morning. Making a warm cup of tea. This morning I made myself a London fog and that was just so amazing. I've never made one before in my life and then I made it. I'm like, I need to do this every day. I loved it. Sleeping with the windows open. Oh my God, that's like one of the best feelings ever. To go along with that, going to sleep early or getting like a nice, good, long night's sleep is like the best. Wearing fuzzy slippers while you work from home. I'm actually doing that right now. It's a great way to nourish yourself. Journaling about my feelings or dreams or goals. If I'm feeling really overwhelmed, I love to get it out on paper and then close pen to paper to it and just move on from it. Watching a movie with my significant other, like literally the best. Turning off the lights, lighting a candle, maybe getting some snacks, putting on a movie. Oh my God, so fun. Getting a facial. A couple weeks ago, I got a hydrofacial and it was just exactly what I needed. It was so amazing. I love doing my nails, so that's always really fun for me to do. Putting on a warm robe when you get out of the shower, like from the dryer. Oh my God, that is like amazing. These are all just examples, but these are all acts of self-love that are nourishing and really mothering to ourselves. It's essentially looking after ourselves, and this could show up in any form of anything that we do for our body. It could be healthy food for our body. It could be acts of the self-love that I talked about, like getting a facial, something like that. One of my friends and someone that I follow on Instagram, her name's Ashley and her is at Wellness Mind Body on Instagram. She has really, really great stuff if you guys want to follow her. But she made this really amazing analogy the other day about salmon in the grocery store. And she explains it so much better than me, so I definitely recommend to go watch her video on her page, but I'll briefly sum it up for you guys. She was saying that there are two types of salmon in the grocery store when you're shopping for it. There's a farm-raised salmon, and then there's the wild-caught salmon. The farm-raised salmon is typically like a very pale pink. It's kind of dull in color, and while the salmon that's wild-caught is very rich and very vibrant in color, and it just like looks delicious. The farm-raised salmon is factory processed, and that's why it tends to look that dull color. It's not really fed the best nutrients. It doesn't really have the best life. You know what I mean? It's just kind of dull. While the wild caught salmon is eating what it's meant to be eating. It has great nutrients. It has a great life. It's very vibrant. It's a delicious fish. Like you can taste the difference between the two. And the same analogy kind of goes for us as humans. When we are eating what's best for us, we are vibrant individuals. We are very full of life. So when we eat and nourish our bodies with foods that fuel us as the best we can possibly be, we're vibrant, we're full of life, we're full of energy, and I thought that analogy was one that was so simple, but it made so much sense when she said it. I'm like, duh, you know what I mean? But it's something that I never thought of. So definitely go follow Ashley. She posts a lot of things about that topic of like nutrition and, I guess that's the best way to put it is like nutrition, but she comes at it with such a great approach. I'd really, really recommend to follow her. But what I'm getting at with all of this is that self-care moments such as taking long showers with self-tanning or blow drying, or even just slowing down to put on your favorite lotion after your shower, or putting your robe in the dryer so that when you get out of the shower and then you take your robe out of the dryer, it's nice and warm and ready for you and soft and so inviting. These small acts of nourishment towards yourself is such a great form of self-love. And for some, self-love can be really hard because maybe we're in a place where we don't necessarily love where we're at in our lives, or the way we present ourselves we're not necessarily proud of. But by doing one act of nourishment and self-love every single day, that narrative is inevitably going to change, and we will start to genuinely love ourselves. And what a beautiful thing that is. Showing yourself one act of nourishment every single day. Again, track this in your journals, put it in your manifest planners, on your calendars, in your notes app, and let the momentum build off of itself to keep going every single day. And this is something that could take literally 5 seconds, like putting your slippers out so that when you get out of bed the next morning, your warm slippers are there waiting for you. It could be taking 15 minutes, like to leave your house early on your way to an errand to go get Starbucks. Maybe your act of nourishment is doing something for someone else, like paying it forward or holding the door or writing a letter to a loved one. Any act of nourishment every single day makes for a great day. And the last thing to do every single day is to do something that you are passionate about. And that is every single damn day. And trust me, this doesn't have to be like life altering or huge. I know so many of us love the work that we do, and that counts as something that we're passionate about every day. Some work related examples for me off the top of my head. Sometimes for me, it's working on the manifest planner. Other days, I love editing videos. Other days, it's creating planner content. Other days, it's creating a killer spin playlist. Other days, it's reinventing the structure of my business. Some days, it's planning content on my content calendar. Some days, it's recording a podcast episode that just lights me up inside. These are all work related examples, but I get passionate about them. So that counts towards something that I'm passionate about. It's like a rush of serotonin. It's like a high. It's like getting in like this flow state that I'm just like so passionate about. I could just like explode because I love it so much. And then there are other days when like work is literally the last thing in the world that I want to do. Like when I'm on vacations or, I've had like a exhausting week and I just want to chill out and just veg and like just be a couch potato. And those days, like the things I'm passionate about are like watching Housewives. Like I could do that literally all day long. And like something like that, like I'm loving it. I'm passionate about what I'm doing and it's the only thing I want to do right now. This doesn't have to be like something crazy and like you don't have to change the world every single day. Just do something that you're passionate about. Other examples could be like doing my nails. Like I said it earlier in Nourishment, but like I'm passionate about doing my nails and I get a lot of joy out of doing that. Going on dates or online shopping for the perfect shacket, talking to my mom on the phone for an hour, going to get sushi with a friend, making the perfect espresso at home. There are so many things that we are all passionate about, and it could be 5 minutes of our day or it could be 5 hours of our day. Whatever it is, as long as it's one thing that we're super passionate about, it makes for a great day. And again, track this, let your momentum carry you. And for real, I'm telling you, some days to combine all three of these things on a lazy day could be as simple as going for a 30-minute beach walk. That's your movement. Watching Housewives for 2 hours. That's my passion. And then taking a long shower. That's nourishment. And that's like a lazy day. And that's like a great lazy day if you ask me. But those are three things, movement, passion, nourishment, that made for a great day for me. And honestly, it sounds awesome, but let's also think about this on a more realistic work day. It could be, for example, the passion is working on my planners. The nourishment is making chili in the crock pot. And movement is doing a 15-minute Melissa Wood Health during my lunch break. It could be in any order of the day, at any time of the day. You can do them all back to back. You could do them spaced out throughout the day. These can be in any order, but they are staples to a great day that can take no more than 5 minutes total in your whole day, so that every single day has purpose, every single day has passion, and every single day is a great day. I'm telling you, these three things, movement, nourishment, and something you're passionate about, are the staples to an amazing day. So I challenge you for this week, take it for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Carry this into the weekend. Do three things every single day, one of movement, one of nourishment, and one of something that you're passionate about. And see how you feel by the end of the week. Tell me how you feel by the end of the week. Log it, put it in your journal, put it in your notes app, whatever it is. Make a TikTok about it. Movement, nourishment, passion. Tell me what it is. Do it for a week. See how you feel. I think you're going to love it. Guys, this was a shorter episode today because it's only three things that I wanted to talk about. But sometimes the best things are in the smallest package, right? Isn't that what they'd say, like under the Christmas tree? I don't know. That's what my parents would always say. Sometimes the best gifts are the smallest ones. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode today. Thank you guys for listening. As always, if you wouldn't mind, please rate the podcast 5 stars. It really, really helps the show. I do have an Instagram for this podcast. It's at Manifest with Tori DeSimone. Be sure to follow the Instagram. My personal Instagram is at Tori Sterling _ If you guys make TikToks about listening to this podcast, be sure to tag me on TikTok so that I can see it. I also do search for them a lot, like on TikTok. So I like to post you guys on my Instagram. So yeah, I would love to see what you guys are thinking about the show. I'd love to know at the end of this week what your 3 things of movement, nourishment, and passionate that you guys have done every single day this week. I will track it with you. We'll post about it and we will have great days every single day this week. Even like, you'll be surprised, like even on your worst days, if you just do these 3 things, like you're really going to reflect and be like, you know what? even though things didn't maybe go my way, or I kind of was just having a bad day today, like maybe I was like PMSing, or maybe the weather was shit, or like whatever it might be, factors that we can't control. What we can control are these three things, and it's in our hands to have a great day every single day. So, guys, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll talk to you guys next week, and I can't wait for it. Okay, bye, guys. Have a great day.